going on, everyone? It's Jetwash. Been a long time, huh? Figured I'd bring you a video and show you what I've been doing lately. We're gonna tie a woolly bugger, a trout fly. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's for fly fishing. We're gonna tie a pink woolly bugger today, just cause. A few things first. I've only been tying flies for about 6 months, and it all started with egg flies, and then it blew up from there. But I went on YouTube, and so far one of the people I've been able to learn the best from is a guy named Jim Missouri. I'm not sure if I'm saying your last name right, Jim. If you see this video, I apologize, but big shout out to him. He's taught me a lot about what I know in the short time I've been tying flies. I'd also like to give a shout out to this place, Drift Outfitters, Toronto, Ontario. They don't sponsor me or anything like that, but that's where I get all my supplies from, and they're awesome. They've mailed packages to me before on a Sunday, which I've never had before from any other company, so I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, we'll get into some of the things you need here. The hook I have in the vise is 2 extra heavy, 3 extra long mustad streamer fly size 4. And that's what I'm using. But you can also use these if you want to go smaller. It's just an Aberdeen hook. This is a size 6. So, I don't know. This is my first time ever trying to do these kind of video, guys, so bear with me. I'm pretty sure I got it, where it needs to be, but hopefully everything works out here. If it's not fair and square, I won't upload the video. Anyways, a few other things you'll need is some chenille for the body, some marabou, I got some, I'm not putting a bead on this one, but I got some 24 gauge galvanized steel wire I'm going to be putting on this. You're going to need some sort of flash, and then some saddle hackle. This is Strung Roosters long saddles, and it's looks like it's fluorescent pink, what they're calling it. I don't even know how to say that shit. Like I say, I'm new to it, so there you go. You don't have to use this. There's a way you can use the leftover piece of marabou for a cape. We'll see how I feel when we get that far. First things first, we're going to get this 24 gauge galvanized steel wire on there. Some people use lead wire, but I do get people that buy flies from me once in a while, and in some places you can't use lead, so I'll put a couple. 4, 5, 15 should be. If you're wondering what kind of vise I have, it's Renzetti's Traveler vise. I think it's like a 2300 or something like that. I don't know. Pretty good vise. Got it from Drift. It's not my first vise. My first vise is actually an old Herder's clamp vise. If you're gonna start in the flies, guys, I recommend starting on a cheap vise. This Herder's vise cost me over 300 Canadian dollars after taxes. So, you don't have to go that heavy at first. I wouldn't recommend it. It is a good vise though. I recommend the vise, but I don't recommend spending a lot of money on a vise for your first vise because you might not like it, is what I'm saying. But when you do decide to buy a vise, yeah, I do recommend these Renzetti vise. Like, it's full rotary, everything. Like, they're good vices. Regals are good vices too. I've heard a lot of good things about them as well. But that's a whole nother video anyways. You're going to need a bobbin with some thread too, by the way. This is just some old herders thread. It's brand new, so it's going to be a pain in the ass. You want to start up here at the front. I like to leave a little bit of space, but you still want it head heavy, okay? Because it's supposed to mimic a leech, right? Now, if you're asking me why pink, it's just because it's color I'm short of in my box right now, and you know, it's a good color, man. They like that hot pink, those steelhead. I use this a lot for steelhead, but bass love this stuff too. I catch suckers on this woolly bugger fly. It's, you know, your basic, one of the first flies you should learn. This tool I have, it's just a seam ripper, but I use it for trimming things. And I put a little piece of Velcro on it for a dubbing teaser. Trim that off. You're going to want to go back to about the barb. Is how I was taught by watching Jim Mazera videos. So yeah, you don't even have to watch my video. You can go watch his videos if you want. He's pretty good. Yeah, get her nice and sloppy on there like that. You're going to want to get your marabou. And if you're a noob like me, you're going to have marabou flying out as soon as you open the bag because you didn't put it back in neatly the last time you used it. So, you see here I got some strung marabou. It's by Fly Angler, but to me it's pretty much all the same. I know there's going to be people out there, it's not all the same, yada yada yada. But it is a feather. Now, you'll get some scrap ones in there. You know, with your bunch like that. And I like to use them for the tails and shit too. Or in poop, sorry. I shouldn't be swearing on YouTube, should I? But it's not like my videos are monetized or anything. No. Well, you don't have to, but I like to do this. You'll see all little frizzy ends on there. I like to get them in a bunch like this and put my thumb over them like that, and then break them off with my other forefinger and thumb. In my opinion, it's not a good idea to cut it. I don't know, I think just doing it this way looks more natural than cutting it. Alright. You just get all those frizzies off. And then you're going to want to make the tail about as long as the shank of the hook. Okay? Remember, you don't have to tie as big as this right now, but I like tying big ones for steelhead. The steelhead's a migratory rainbow trout for those of you that don't know. They usually come up the Great Lakes tributaries every spring and fall. Looks about right there. You go around once loose, around twice loose. Make sure you got her lined up on top. And then you capture it. You go around again. And I like to pull it back like that. Go around a couple times in front of it. Go back up. Not liking this thread. It's not sitting in my bobbin too well. See what happens? Fucking noob, Jet. You're a noob. But in my opinion, I'm making this video because it also helps me learn too, right? You know what? That's what it's all about. You're always learning. So I'm going to wrap that. No, I'm not going to edit this out or nothing. I'm not ashamed of this. I got a loose bobbin, that's all. And user error, that's all. I should be taking that thread off the bobbin and tightening it, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Now, like I said, you can trim it off right there if you wanted, and then use the rest of this for a cape, but I think we got enough to go all the way up, and then use some as a cape. And then, oh shit. Crap. You're gonna end up something like that. Well, yours is probably gonna be a lot neater than this one. And then you can get your flash right now and then add a couple off the tail. So, well, I'm using red for mine. You don't have to use red. You can use whatever you like. It's your fly. That's the beauty of this. You can use whatever you like. When it comes to bodies and stuff, that's when I feel proportion is important. When it comes to egg sucking leeches and stuff like that, as long as you're not putting a golf ball size bead on the front of it, I don't feel sizes, you know, proportion is a big deal for that. But when it comes to your body and stuff like that, yeah, proportion's a big deal. I mean, there's a whole reason why you want this tail no longer than the hook shank, because if it's any longer, it's going to wrap around your hook every time you use it. You're not going to get proper action, right? So, you know, and if that happens, then you do what I showed you to do, and you just, you know, take off a little with your fingertips and shorten it a little bit. Never ever cut it. So we'll take like 4 strands. I'm going to put 2 on this side, like this. You're going to take them in the middle, right? Right at the base of the tail. Right? Once, twice, and fold it over. Once, twice again. And then 3 times, and then 10 times, and then 100. No, I'm just kidding. Just make it so it's like even and not sticking out on a, you know, 90 towards you. And then you do the same on your side. Right? You get things like this. Hope I'm not moving around too much. Other tail. Alright, yeah, we're good. We're good. Good in the hood. Take that like that. One loose one to capture it. Twice to hold her down, and 3 times to secure it. And you fold her over, and then you secure it that way. Man, I gotta take like a fly tying class or something, right? Just to take the basics. I'm just kidding. Go watch Jim Azura on YouTube. He's got a whole plethora of this kind of stuff, man. It's awesome. And even if this isn't a successful video, I like doing this. I'm probably gonna do them more, maybe on a regular basis. So you got your flashing, you got your tail on now. Some of you guys probably got a bead up front there. Now if you're a noob like me, you're probably going to want to mash your barbs down, because it's probably going to end up in the back of your neck or something. And it'll just be that much easier to get out, right? You don't want to be out there all by yourself, you know, with a big freaking fish hooked into the back of your neck or your ear and tangled up around a tree and whatnot. You know, it's just not good, man. So make them barbless, and then you can just pull it out, and people like your wife and stuff don't ever have to know. So now you're getting your chenille out for your body. A lot of guys like to attach a saddle hackle feather here too, and then wrap it up forward. But this here, you'll see that the chenille's got a little cord in the middle. You're going to want to rip off the chenille to expose that cord, and that's how you're going to attach it, right? I like to attach it on the side. One loose wrap first to hold it on, and then two to secure or hold it again, whatever. Or just get her on there for frog snacks, and then make sure she's not doing what mine's doing. And yeah, look at that, Betsy. Come on now. Alright. Well, I guess that kind of... Here, one second. I'm trying to be all fancy pants, and I don't even know what I'm doing to begin with. Here we go. I like to put a little knot there because I don't know how to do it properly. See what happens? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is probably going to be like a comedy video instead of jack off. Don't know what the hell he's doing, but he did try. Oh, you see. Here we go. Put it on your bob and cradle. You go like this. Oh shit! You know, I do have hackle pliers. Forgot. You know, those work. They come in handy. You're gonna get it to there like that. You're gonna want to secure that down. Now it's looking like a bugger almost, right? So you're gonna end up with something like that. You can take a piece of marabou, what was left over from your tail. You don't have to take one like that, but this one looks okay, I guess. Get a little bit of a helmet on this guy. Suppose that quill pretty good. Oh, see? That's what happens. Now, there's a way I would fix this because it happens all the time. I should be using this thread, my Vivus, but whatever. I wanted to use this herders. So, when I get a break like that, get this out. My plastic weld. You want to take that back a little bit though. Now we're doing surgery for real here. This is like gonna be in like fail compilations, I bet. It's okay though. Get her right there. Wash your eyes, guys. Yep. There. All right. So, if you're still watching after that thread break, thank you. You're not going to see any of this anyways, so that's why I'm like doing this with no shame. Make sure you don't cover up your hole. Okay, so you're going to want to probably use your hackle pliers for this if you got some. You're going to want to trim that quill off. You're going to want to keep the majority of this facing the back of the fly too. Okay, screw the hackle pliers, but you can use them if you want to. So far, I hope you get the picture. Like I say, you can use some long saddle hackle and wrap it back if you want, but sometimes I prefer this way. It just depends on how things are going. And this one's got a lot to hide, so I think this is the best way to go. Just make sure you try and get the majority of it facing back. Give her a great big white head. It's like a pearl white too, this thread. Here I go messing around and getting sloppy. But you know what? I don't think the fish care about sloppy too much. But that's why you should care about sloppy a whole lot, because of that right there. That wasn't good. That was not good. But it's the way a noob ties flies, right? I'm just joking, guys. I haven't tied a fly in a couple weeks, so I'm not in the swing of things, if you know what I mean. But we can fix that real quick. Ta-da! Everything unraveled around you. It was looking real good when you feel twice. So, I hope you're still alive after laughing so hard. Alright, let's see if we can have, try not to have 3 fails in one video. Come on now, Jet. All I gotta do is get this done. It's all I've overdid it already. Like, the pros are just screaming at me. Well, laughing more like it. Alright. Now, we're gonna use my whip finisher that I made. That's a bent up curtain hanger hook. See? Didn't have my vise clamped down tight enough. Yeah. That's your Ugly Woolly Bugger by Jetwash. Oh, well, I guess I'm not done yet. You know, like you can hit this with some like Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails or whichever, you know, it'll harden up that thread a little bit and protect it. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with some loom UV resin. Just a little bit though. It's not the ugliest woolly bugger you guys ever seen. You know what? It'll work though. Straight up, it'll work. And it's just a thread, man. I should have been using my Viva's thread, to be honest. I'll show you guys some woolly buggers here in a minute that I got. Actually, I'll make a video showing flies that I've tied, that I take in the field with me, and examples that I sell. There you have it. A pink woolly bugger with crappy thread. Well, it's not crappy. It's just I got heavy hand, and I probably I should go heavier. Like this Viva's here is 150 denier. Like it's strong, but it's still thin. It's like super thick dental floss, I guess. But anyways, guys, if you're still here at this part of the video, thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed it, I'm glad you did. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're new, don't be afraid to subscribe, man. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.
Yo, I gear up, ease up the door. What?